my fucking balls. Ow. Ah. God damn it. Ah. Ah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Holy, I know it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but I have been out and about without my GoPro, you know, just kind of here in the lot, just practicing, just me and my bike, and just getting that time in, trying to work in some, you know, technical skills, some things that I just like, little details I need to work on. And honestly, there's a lot I need to work on. There's a lot I need to work on. It's not even a joke. It's I guess I started learning to wheelie almost probably a year ago now. Yeah, and you know, back when the bike was orange originally, and it just, I guess I didn't put enough time in like I should have, you know what I mean? Because like when you look at like somebody who's doing like a learning how to wheelie series or something like that, and they pretty much like do like a 1 month progress compilation, it's like pretty much they put more time in than I have, like total, because unfortunately I never had enough like consistent back to back, you know, sessions. So a lot of the time it was session and then days off and then session again, and it was kind of like, you know, I was losing that bit of progress that I was like gaining at the time. So unfortunately that's kind of where we are, but you can see now that I've got a good understanding of the wheelie. It's just my, I guess, consistency, I want to say, you know, like my throttle control needs work, my I don't want to say foot brake. I just recently took off the retention spring for my foot brake here because that was kind of the culprit in some of my loops. It was a false positive on my foot brake, so each time I looped and I thought I pressed the foot brake, which I did, it was just spring. It was all just spring. So I took that off finally because I didn't know that was a thing. I'm gonna be honest, I'm learning just like you are. Like, it only happened to be as I was watching I think Brian 636's R9 video, and he was saying that stunt bike riders take off the foot brake spring to do like no-handers and stuff. So yeah, I just didn't know that was a thing, but now that I know, it'll help with like proper feel. Also, you'll notice I got different shoes on. I got myself some Jordan 1s just because they do actually have a nicer sole feel like on the foot brake than the skater shoes I had, the Zoo York shoes. So honestly, I'm very happy I got these because they feel amazing on the foot brake. Honestly, one other thing I wanted to touch on before we get started, one thing I wanted to touch on was nobody really tells you how to fall properly. And unfortunately, like when you're learning how to stunt, it kind of just happens and nobody really tells you, you know, what not to do, I want to say, or at least I haven't seen anything like that. A recent practice session I had, I was trying my second gear stuff, and I did end up getting it up in second gear a couple times, and unfortunately it came up like slowly, and then it kind of just went, and it caught me off guard. And again, it was one of those, I thought I pressed my foot brake, but the spring just gave me a false positive, and I looped, put my hands out instinctually, and I hurt my wrist. So yeah, don't do that. It's kind of like a no-no, is don't catch yourself with your hands. I know it's so instinctual to like want to catch yourself with your hands, but it's not good. So I think the best way to go is to kind of just turtle and like use your arms, you know, because I've got my armor on, so use your arms, your forearms. But yeah, anyways, we're here, we're in the lot. It is going to be fairly hot today. It's gonna be like 20 degrees Celsius, but it is really windy. It was saying like 30 plus km/h wind, so it's not ideal, but I figured since it was nice out, I may as well, you know, give it a shot. But one thing I wanted to go over is, I think the goal for this session, I think that's one thing I should be trying to do, is having a goal for each session that I do. Last time I was out, which was yesterday, I was doing kind of a bit of everything, and it's not really helping when you're trying to progress, you know what I mean, doing a bit of everything. So I want to focus on mostly one thing this session, and then after, you know, we've gotten that comfortable and we're good, happy with that, then we can move on. So this session, obviously, I'm going to start with just some warm-ups, and then we're going to do some foot down, like slow wheelies, just because I noticed that is going to be like my determining factor for my throttle control, because doing it foot down slowly, it kind of helps with just doing, you know, smoother inputs rather than, you know, the jerkiness that I am sort of used to when just kind of throwing up a wheelie all random like. But let's get a little warm up in. Nothing too crazy. This is, remember, this is a private lot. This is away from the public. There is no access to public traffic or anything. Yes, this is a private lot. Again, I apologize for the wind noise. I'll try not to talk too much, just because it is going to be windy, but I will talk. And there's a bike over there. Looks like a Ninja 300 or something. Ninja 400. You can hear him ripping. Yes, private lot. We have permission to be here. I was given permission by the owner of the building to be here. Said it's all right that I'm here, because I'm not, you know, destroying anything, I'm not damaging anything, so we're good. Oh my god, the wind! Ah! All right, let's do some practice. Let's do some warm up. Oh, the caterpillar's still there. Might be dead. I'm gonna be honest, he might not be alive, so that's sad. I think that's one of those like poisonous ones though, the furry ones. Brother, look at him! Squad, look at him go! The guys out on their gold wings and trikes. Yeah, so I'm just doing a warm-up of like getting myself into the feel of, you know, like balance point and just coming up. Unfortunately, that was a little chase. One thing I'm like, I have to work on is, yes, I can bring it up. Yes, I can sort of hold it there. But the thing that I need to work on after I get, you know, I work on my throttle control and such, is going to be dropping back, like dipping in and out of balance point. So like being up there and then just kind of go like that without just using the throttle, but more using the foot brake. So that's also why I did the foot brake spring delete. So it's just little things that you know, you do to your stunt bike over time, you kind of learn, because nobody really tells you. And by the time like you learn, it is like I don't want to say too late. It's never too late to learn, you know, something new. So, you know, when you learn something new, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. It's like I've been practicing wheelies for, again, probably about a year now. Again, very inconsistently, so don't take that with a grain of salt. Yes, I've been doing it for a year, not including the winter when it's actually snowing here. I may be holding the bars a little too tight, and that might be messing with my control. I know that you're not supposed to be like death gripping them, but sometimes I just kind of do it. All right, so I think we're good enough, warm enough. So we're just gonna get right into the practice of like my slow speed, foot down. And one thing I wanted to show another beginner I've been following since he started his learning how to wheelie was, again, I don't have like a normal grom. Like I have a like actually studded grom, so I have the 60%, like 360% springs. I have a one tooth down front sprocket, and I think it's a, I'm not even sure if it's a 30, I think it's a 40 tooth sprocket in the back. It's been a while. So yes, it's a little easier for me to bring it up, but this doesn't change the sort of basic understanding of it, of how to do it. So at least when I do it, or when I was learning to do it, obviously foot down, and then I would go, you know, a little I'm still in neutral, I'm trolling, you know, make it actually, hold on, I can't put it back, but basically I try to make it a quick movement, so quick blip of the throttle and then dump the clutch, you know. And you know, resting position is sort of like this, you know, when you're riding, sort of holding it like that. Obviously, yes, resting position on the ground, wheels is different. Stop, Win, please, I'm trying to talk. As opposed to when you're trying to wheelie. At least when I do it, I kind of wrap my hand a little forward, just so it gives me a little more blip. That way, obviously it comes up easier for me, but still, like that. And that's what I want to work on today, just because I need to work on my throttle control. See, that was a chaser. And one thing I sort of struggled with at first was trying to keep my foot on the ground, because at the time I didn't understand. I had to kind of like shift my weight and like actually sit more over here to keep my foot on the ground, just because it would float otherwise. Oh, that one was odd. See, but now I can drag my foot, you know, fully without it floating. And then this is only since yesterday, so okay, that I kind of locked up because it got a little high on me. But this is what I want to practice in this session, mostly again to get my throttle control smooth. So I want to bring it up into the balance point and hold it there without making any like jerky movements with my throttle hand, because I'm like, I guess, gotten a bad habit of just kind of, you know, jerking the throttle. And it sounds a little weird, but I think I got it from watching too much like scooter wheelies, because that's kind of what they do to keep it up. And I may have adopted a little too hard. But yeah. So that one was all right. I think, again, I'm holding the throttle to, like, the bars too hard. Okay, that time, I'll be honest, I almost forgot about the foot brake, and my foot was kind of sliding off, and I pulled it back a little too much, and I was like, oh no. Ugh. That one came up weird, and I couldn't keep it straight. I want to mostly do this also to, again, learn slow speed, learn my throttle control, and I think it'll also help when I want to learn circles, but we're nowhere near that yet, so. And I also believe that it'll help once I get enough control over it. I should be able to take my clutch hand off and then lock the bars like this. Unfortunately, my bars are a little shorter than normal, like pro taper bars, because these are Carmichael. I think the guy said they came off like a 110 or a 50cc bike or that. Anyways, basically they're a lot shorter than most bars, so locking kind of hits my knee, which isn't ideal, but yeah. Bro, like a whole session of this is gonna wear out my soles. I just got these shoes, man. I should have worn my other ones, but I wanted to feel that foot brake on these soles, so I don't know, we'll see. I just need more of these shoes. My balls! Ow! Ah! God damn it! Ah! Ah! I hit my nuts on the tank. Oh, not to mention my wrist. Ah! I was supposed to be. My wrist is not okay. Oh, god damn it! I gotta fucking balls and my wrist. Balls are okay, but it's not supposed to be straining my wrist anymore, and I did it again. I got up to balance point, and like, unfortunately, I got up a little too high, and then the engine speed slowed too much, and it almost stalled out on me, man. I don't have an idle adjuster. That's the one thing, I don't have an idle adjuster, meaning I have to learn clutch work, and I don't think I'm ready for that. The thing is that, like, doing clutch work, I want to say in theory, to me, is like, oh, please stop, wind. Like, when you first are learning how to ride, they teach you like the bite point. It's that same thing, but up on one wheel. And I don't know if I'm ready to try that yet, but I'm gonna have to if I can't adjust the idle. Like, if I don't have an idle, it's so windy. Like, if I can't get an idle adjuster or some way to up my idle a little bit so it doesn't stall out when I'm up at like 12 or like even just past it, but I'm really gonna have to, I don't know, I might have to try and work on using the clutch up on one wheel. Problem is, I need to get up to balance point in that point where it slows down enough that the engine wants to stall out, and then I have to start playing with the clutch and the throttle, and it's, oh, god damn it. Okay, my wrist is sort of okay now. Wasn't too bad. Oh, excuse me. That didn't happen yesterday because I didn't really get up to that point yet, so should try and keep the clutch covered then, because I haven't been doing that. Please, Lynn, stop it! I didn't do anything to you. I don't know why part of my brain just said, pull the clutch in, pull the clutch in. If I pull the clutch in when I'm not in balance point yet, then I'm gonna drop like a fucking rock. I guess the problem with like learning how to stunt is there's no easy way to do it. You have to just do things to try and learn them, and as scary as it is, there's no other way. There's really no other way. Like I could do this constantly and avoid, you know, trying to do clutch work and trying to learn how to use the clutch at, you know, in balance point, but if I don't do it, then I'm just gonna suffer from this the whole time unless I get an idle tester. But the problem is, you're not always gonna be riding this bike with this setup, you know what I mean? Like, but if you happen to be riding a different bike that doesn't have the same setup, or a stock bike that you want to do the same thing on, then you have to learn clutch work. And that's just one of those things that you just can't get around unless you do it. And I want to say I don't know where to start, but at the same time, it's like I know where to start. I just get up to get up to 12, and then I have to start pull. I guess pull the clutch in. I don't know. I don't know. Like, is there an easy way to do it? Like an easy way to learn it? Would it be bringing up like I just did and then pulling the clutch in? Or is that bad? Please stop, wind! Not totally. I appreciate it going this time. I mean, okay, it shouldn't be that as hard as, I guess it's more of like a mental roadblock than anything, because in essence you do already know how to do it on two wheels. Like it's second nature. I guess the whole doing it on one wheel is just the roadblock. So because you're getting up to balance point, which is already like a weird feeling, so as you feel like you're falling, and then at the same time the bike wants to die, so you're going, oh shit, but then you want to keep a part of your mind thinking about, maybe I should press the foot brake to bring it back, but at the same time I don't think you need to. Actually, no, what am I saying? You have to. If you go too far back, you press it. Anyway, sorry. You keep part of your brain thinking about that too, and then you have to go, okay, the engine's dying, let me pull in the clutch, bring it to the bike point, give it a little gas, and, you know, just play with it there. It's like, It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But maybe I guess don't overthink it. I don't know. Because right now, each time I bring it up, I'm kind of riding just before, you know, balance point. Sometimes I'll get it up. There, but yeah. It's one of those things. If I want to do this in sort of a step-by-step fashion, I think the first step would be to get comfortable in and past balance point. I'm going to be honest. Because once I get there and it feels sort of second nature and it doesn't feel uncomfortable like I'm going to fall or whatever, you know, then it should be okay to start focusing on the other stuff. Because part of my brain's going, oh, I'm a little too far back. Or each time I bring it up, I guess part of my brain's going, don't go too far back. You know what I mean? But I have to be there. That's just kind of what goes through my head as I'm doing this. I don't know, a lot of people don't really like, as a beginner, or I don't know, it's hard to say, because you get like the beginners who want to learn or are learning, and then you have the pros. There's not really an in-between, and it obviously just looks like it looks so much easier when you watch them do it, obviously, but then there are those hours that you don't see, you know, constant, you know, practice and you know, crashes and whatever have you. But yeah, anyways, I'm talking too much. Shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I thought it was. Look, my brain just said maybe let's try pulling the clutch in, and then I just fucking did it full on, and I slammed right down because I was nowhere near balance point. Okay, just mental roadblocks. We got this. Okay, yes, you don't have to learn clutch work. I know people are saying, you don't have to learn clutch work. What are you doing? You don't have to. Just, you know, 'cause I want to. That's the thing. I want to learn. It's a need versus want. No, I don't need to, but I want to. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this then. I'm doing this supposedly as throttle control tech or practice, but I don't know. See, my bike idles around like 1500, you know, 1200, whatever, and I think if I put my idle up to like 2000 or like maybe 1800, it'll stay alive at those slow engine speeds. I know for a fact though that I think the only way to do no-handers on a Grom is to up your idle. Like if you wanted to take your hand off the throttle, because unfortunately there's too much engine brake. Actually, I lied. I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure like no-hander is just consistent staying in and past balance point, just working the foot brake. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a beginner. But yeah, it's just, it's a nice car. Looks like a Nova, Chevy Nova. It's one of those things that, like, there's no structure to, like, how to learn. You just kind of have to do what you think is right, or, you know, I don't know, some people don't have, you know, someone to teach them. Like, I literally just learned via YouTube. Like, if you look back at, like, my first like learning how to wheelie videos, I literally talk about, or I don't know if it was the wheelie I was talking about or the stoppie. I think it was. But yeah, I was going, I know how to do it conceptually, like, because the concept is simple. You know, when you watch enough YouTube videos, it's, you know, give it gas, dump the clutch, pretty much, and cover the foot brake. That's what they tell you. It's it's as easy as that until you do it. And it was a lot of baby steps for me, like a lot of baby steps. All my first sessions were just small baby wheelies. It was nothing crazy. And then yeah, again, now I'm at a point where the scary shit to me is going past balance point, and oh, I don't know. Okay, so maybe we take a break on the foot down stuff, because again, it's going to require clutch work if I go too far, and I'm not comfortable with that yet. So I think the reasonable next step would be just do the regular. Holy, look how off my friggin' rear set is. Yeah, because that one, my swing arm bolt is bent from the last loop. So yeah, anyways, what's it called? The next step I think is to do just regular first gear, and then try and get myself comfortable in, like, in and past balance point. That means, oh my god, I'm being battered by the wind. Can you stop? In and past balance point, and then, you know, that's also going to involve foot hooking, which I have tried before. It's not something I haven't done. There was a session not too long ago where I was like, you know what, maybe I should try hooking my foot just to see how it feels. And I can do it. I can do it again, but it came down to my throttle control, because that's kind of my big thing right now, is throttle control. So right, oh, it's gonna be so shit with this wind, because it's enough wind to, like, maneuver. Anyways, so in and past balance point, getting comfortable with that feeling of actually dropping back, you know, without, like, getting uncomfortable. Just being like, okay, this is the sweet spot. This is the spot where I don't need to do too much with my throttle, and it's more foot brake, and then we can go from there. So I think that's what we should be focusing on, and that should be our goal for the session. That way also we do kind of, throttle control will kind of come with time, and just, like, not, you know, you kind of, your bike responds to you and how much throttle you give it. So hey, yeah, we'll just do that. Look, it's the police. Too bad they can't do anything because I'm on private property. You see the way my bike kind of, like, tips and turns? I think that's partially to do with my PSI. I don't exactly know what my PSI is right now, because I had it really low, and then I filled it up, like, full, and I was like, oh shit, it's too full, and then I did a wheelie, and then I was like, oh shit, I tipped, and then I bottomed up my forks, and it was yeah, it was the whole thing, so I had to let some air out. But I think that's why I caught myself before balance point. What the fuck, man? Look, that's a girl with a pig jixer. Jixer life! Look at her go. Also, I want to touch quickly on the fact that people say to sit back, you know, on the bike, so yeah, you're not too close and your balance point isn't messed up. For me, again, here's if I sit back. It is. I would assume these people are just taller. Like taller. I'm not sure. I'm like fucking just nearly 6 foot. But Getting the second gen Grom stock seats like fairly hard. So I'm basically sitting on the second seat. But the problem is, I believe my short bars are making it so I'm literally fully extended, and it's just not comfortable. Because there's supposed to be some slack in your arms, and yeah. But yeah, I try to sit back as much as I can. I try to lean back as much as I can, but yeah. I am gonna have to like lower the PSI some more, because I am still just like swerving. That was kind of the thing I've dealt with the whole time I've been learning, is the bike just kind of wanting to go in different directions, and I know a lot of people struggle with that. Because it's a weird feeling when the bike wants to come up and then just, you know, dive right or dive left. It's mostly right. I don't know. It's weird. So I think a lot of my wheelies right now are just before balance point. Like you can see when I bring it up, I'm just kind of like not fish stealing, like doing zigzags. That one was right in balance point. You see how I like slowed down? You can always tell by the RPMs in your engine speed. If you're chasing, and you're always going to be like accelerating. So your RPMs and your speed is going to go up. That's how you know if you're chasing, or if you're not quite in balance point. You know what I mean? Especially on the ground, it'll tell you. It'll yell at you if you're not doing it right. So when you get up there and, you know, it feels like you're floating, and that is like an almost literal term, like you're floating and your RPMs and your speed is like floating. It's like stuck in time. So you're just kind of like there, just in this small gap of like time and space where you're just, ooh. But yeah, that's where I'm most, I gotta get comfortable, because yes, I can do a wheelie, but I can't do a wheelie, if you know what I mean. Like I can bring it up, I can, you know, keep it up a little bit, cool. But that to me isn't good enough. So I have to get comfortable in balance point and past, so I can get further than I am right now. See, like I just touched it there, like just a slightly small touch into balance point. And again, you'll know when you hit it and you're in it, because your engine speed will just stop. Your speed will stop. That's pretty much like the most literal term. So when you're learning, just remember that balance point is literally like a time stop. If your engine speed slows down too much, you're going too far, and you'll know it. Oh! Ah! All right, let's try a foot hook. Fuck off, bro! Why was my first foot hook like the longest, smoothest? Okay, admittedly, it started chasing like a little bit after, and you'll notice it again, engine speed. But what the hell? That was crazy. Yeah, I tried to hook my foot too early. I brought it up and I immediately put my foot under. The only way you can do that is if you actually have a good understanding of your bike and balance point and all that stuff. Don't do that, kids. Or do that, I don't know. Don't take tips from me, I'm just a beginner. But from one beginner to another. That was a chaser. Big chaser. But as I was practicing my foot hooks, I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool. Let me see if I can take my hand off my clutch hand. And I did. I was able to take it off, you know, for a second. So that was kind of cool. I think I really have to lower my PSI. I'm like squirreling too much. Let me find a rock. But yeah, you can see as I bring it up and as I'm like trying to keep it in that point of like balance, literal term, it's squirreling because I don't have a low enough PSI. Like you can see I can push it. I should have brought my tire pressure gauge with me. Fucking wheels, I need to wash my bike. Holy, look at this. Oh no, this is from my last loop. I need to tighten this a bit. Yeah, I need to tighten that. Yeah, you can see that this is bent. That was from the last loop. That bent my swing arm bolt as well. So that is just great. That's just awesome. There's a garbage bag just blown away. What the hell? Who's littering? Who is littering? Being a litter bug. You wanna, like, I had it to the point where it was flat. It was like flat almost under its own weight, and that was too low. But you don't want to be, because sometimes I would take a corner with it like low, and it would almost like dump me because there was not enough like pressure to keep the surface area. Anyways, I think that's better. Like, you should be able to push it with your hand. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. But yeah, if your PSI is ever too high, you can just take a rock like that and lower it. Little DIY PSI lower. Okay, give it a little try. But yeah, you want to push it so it's not, so it's like under your like press, but not too much, just because when you sit on it, you're putting more weight on it and it's gonna lower even more. But yeah, so that was my problem before, is I didn't realize how much I needed a dedicated lot session. When I say that, I mean like hours, because every session before that was at most an hour, and that isn't good enough. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. And again, you'll notice, like in that one specifically, that like my engine speed was slow. Good. Problem is my throttle, it's so much jerkier than like stock, because, you know, stunt gearing. So you can see how much it like jerks every time I get on the gas, which is not ideal. Not ideal. I need a broom. I need to sweep this lot because there's just gravel everywhere. So you can see it's kind of swerving, but not as much. It's more controllable, which is great. I say that was right in balance, but okay, kind of my goal now is kind of like use the most of the lot, like use almost every inch of it. But I think right now the main goal is to at least be able to bring my wheelie from end to end, just because right now it's just been up and down, you know, it's not good. That doesn't mean chasing. That's why I put it down every time oh my god, what's that? Every time I'm in a chase. So I'm not trying to like force it end to end. I'm trying to, as a result of my balance point and throttle control, get to the other side. that's why I'll go to the other side and then start again, just because I don't want to be going, you know, up and down constantly, because it's not helping anything. Fortunately, that wasn't far enough. I didn't like get up high enough, because again, you'll engine speed, and then you'll know, because your throttle is like less of a factor when you're like in that point, because you're more like worried about the bike coming back. Oh my gosh. And it's at this point where I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done stunt gearing. Maybe I shouldn't have changed my rear sprocket, because again, that, you know, that jerkiness that I was talking about, I feel that when I'm up in balance point, you know, dropping back, and then every time, you know, I'll like maybe give it a little bit of gas, it feels significant. It's pretty fucking significant when you're up there and it just goes ring. It goes ring. You're like, ah, no, because then you have to like fight the bike with fucking But I don't want to change my gearing back, because it's a whole thing to get used to this and then go back. This doesn't make sense. I got up there, but then it was going too slow. No, that's an excuse. What am I saying? It was like, I should have been able to keep it up. I should have been able to keep it up in that point, you know, bouncing in balance point all the way to this side. I should be able to do that. What is that, a Triumph Tiger? Yeah, it's nice out. All the riders are out. I don't want to say all of them, but most of them. A lot of them. And then it kind of swerves still, and I'm like, I don't know if I can control that, or if I just have to lower my PSI more. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a lot of factors that I'm just not sure of. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. I'm sure you've seen it. I got a little fucking past the balance point, and it kind of spooked me, but then I was like, oh no, press the foot brake, press the foot brake, press the foot brake, and I did, but I at the same time took my left foot off, and you'll see it. You may have seen it. It wasn't like an active like, oh shit, you know, like panic, but I was like, based on like the history of it not working for me, it scared me, so I took my foot off instinctually, because I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work, but it did work. My foot brake works. At least I know that it works. I know it works, but it's just it wasn't giving me the positive press I needed before. See, had I hooked my foot on that, like the one where I panicked, I probably would have been perfectly fine. I think I should be trying to hook my foot when I get up into this point. Unfortunately, that was the chaser. Like, it seems like you're okay when you're up there and you're doing great, but no, you're really not. And you kind of have to have that, you know, truth with yourself. You know, you can't just say, oh yeah, I'm great doing wheelies, but as a result you're just kind of chasing like I am. Yeah, but it's gonna take a lot of sessions and a lot of hours like this, doing just this, to get it down packed, to get it comfortable, to get it right, There's only one right way to do it. I don't know if that's true, I'm gonna be honest. So let's keep doing it like that. Got a little bit of time left. I'm gonna maximize the time I have. So, because I was like debating whether I wanted to come out at all just because it was windy. Come on, that wasn't good enough. I don't know why it's still squirreling like that. I may actually have to lower my PSI more. You know, one thing I wanted to practice, or at least try one day, was shifting into second gear while doing a first gear wheelie. Because I've seen one guy do it, and that's kind of just how he was doing it like the whole time. But it was like, I know that you can do that, and I think that being able to do that is going to help with learning clutch work, sort of, you know, in a way. But right now, the first step, again, over anything, is getting comfortable past balance, in and past balance point. Because as it stands, I've been chasing and doing nothing else. Yes, I've had a few golden times where I was able to, you know, get up into balance point and, you know, kind of float there for a minute, but I haven't been consistent with that, and that's the hard truth. Unfortunately, it is. I haven't been consistent with that, and it is sad to say, because after all this time, I don't even want to say all this time, because it has only just been really since, I want to say this month or this week, that I've actually really been trying to put the time in. And when they say it's just seat time, it's not a lie. It's really not. Like, it's not just something they say. That's real. Like, go back to when I first started wheeling and compare it to anyone else who's been learning how to wheelie consistently. You'll see that I've just I guess squandered the time, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't done anything. Yes, I can bring it up. Yes, I can do this, I can do that, but not enough. It's not enough. Oh my god, this is rubbing. Just rub the pain away. Like, wow. Anyways, yeah, it's just not enough, you know, because I'm only here in a session for, you know, even people who have like full-time jobs and shit and you know, actual responsibilities spend more time in a lot session than I have. It's actually disappointing. It's really sad. It really is. But anyways, it's I have to really lock in this summer. I have to really lock in, because there's no other way I'm gonna get good at this, get better at this, if I don't spend the time. So it's gonna be this for at least like 4 hours, man. At like, I want to say that's a reasonable amount of lot session time, you know. I got up and I tried to hook my foot, and then it just ended up kind of floating below the peg, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? I think I've just gotten used to like going up and then touching balance point and pressing my foot brake. I think that might have been a bad habit I created, because I thought I was there, but I wasn't. Sorry, something just hit my helmet and it threw me off so much. It threw me off so much. Something hit me in the helmet. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? will say though, I would consider it. I can't wheelie until I can comfortably sit in balance point. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. It's no good. Why do I even try to continue the wheelie if I'm not getting up into balance point? That time may have been a combination of me letting off and pressing the foot brake at the same time accidentally. I think I should be trying to get up and then just trying not to use the throttle as much. Like I'm just losing the juice. Be honest, I don't know if my stunt gearing is really helping me. I think this jerkiness is making it harder for me. I gotta be honest. I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's each time I get into that slow speed and I'm, you know, letting off the throttle, it's cutting like the power, and then every time I get back on it, just even the littlest bit, it goes, you know, it jerks. Like that was a chaser. What the fuck? Like what? I don't know. I think I should just stop for today. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't want to make any excuses. I'm going to stick with what the setup I have now because that's what I'm used to. I don't want to change anything and mess anything up. I have to put in my mind that I have to go further. I have to go further back because like I should be fine to just like drop past balance point, drop back, and then let off the throttle, you know, use the foot brake to come back and use it to come back on. So even if it does have that jerkiness, it should be fine to bring me back. Keep it like that, you know what I mean? Like you could see every time I was doing that, I was just throttle. That was just throttle up. So I was up there in it, right? But I was just relying on the throttle. I shouldn't be. See, like that was good. That was great. It was like a BMW M1000XR. That's exactly what I should be doing though. I was in balance point, dropping back, pressing the foot brake, coming back, flipping the throttle again. That's where I want to be. Every time I bring it up, I want to go straight to balance point and then dip into 12, touch, you know, hit the foot brake, come back, touch the throttle again, and keep doing that. And that's how I'm going to get comfortable. my god, it kind of bogged on me for a second, and it holy shit. But yeah, that's where we want to be, in that spot. That is balance point. That is true balance point, not the bullshit that I've been doing. So everything that I've been doing, throw it away. That wasn't there. That was just throttle. That wasn't good enough. I don't even know what, like, why am I not staying up? Stay in balance point. The goal is to keep the bike up on one wheel, not chasing in balance point. Come on, that's our goal. That is the goal right now. Wasn't good enough. I was chasing. When it gets to the point where I'm just using throttle, it's not a good enough wheelie. Okay, I should be getting to the point where I have to press the foot brake to bring me back a little, and then keep bouncing between that. Okay, that time we couldn't keep it up because we almost fell over. So yeah, again, I will toy with the idea of oh, there's some old people. These are the dangerous police officers. Not dangerous, they're not dangerous, they're the kids. Oh, the kids. Anyways, yeah. I gotta stay in that sweet spot. Stay in balance point. Okay, that time I messed up. I honestly, I think I messed up my my order, and I think I accidentally hit the throttle when I was supposed to press the foot brake. That was just a mental thing. But yeah, so just as we're doing that, no, you know what, no, I was gonna say I should try and hook my foot at the same time, but I don't want to overload myself. We're gonna take it one step at a time. We're gonna just focus on getting up into balance point, staying there, and then hooking our foot after we're comfortable. Yeah, see, I tried to hook my foot there, but it's too much going on right now. Okay. Do one more pass. Oh, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. Come on. Maybe one more, one good one. I can do this. I know I can do this. Right there, that's where we want to be. Go in, drop back, press the foot brake. Accelerate, go in, drop back, press the foot brake. Repeat, do it. Woo, let's fucking go! Okay, I'll be honest, I really sent it on that one. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get another one, whether oh my god, yeah, that last one was a bit daring, because I was like, I'm gonna get another one no matter what, and I sent it straight to 12, and I was like, oh, let out the throttle, press the foot brake. Well, I started pressing the foot brake as I was letting off, and I fully closed it, and I was like, oh, and it came back. That's all that matters. It came back. That's all that matters. So we're good. We can do it. That's what we need to be doing. That right there. Come up into balance point, drop back, touch the foot brake, accelerate. Drop back, foot brake, accelerate. Drop back, foot brake, accelerate. That's what we need to be doing. It's where we need to stay. That's how we're going to get comfortable. That's how we're eventually going to be able to scrape this amazing 12 bar that has a bunch of accidental scrapes. Don't mind that. Anyways, I'm going to close this out because I do have to head home. Got some errands to do. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me in the lot. And I'm done.